Welcome to a space where elegance is redefined and architectural excellence speaks through silence and space. In today's video, we take you inside a modern luxury dream home, a residence where sophistication meets smart design, and sublime living is not just a vision, but a crafted reality. Let's begin this journey. This home didn't begin with walls. It began with a vision to create a sanctuary that blends cutting-edge design with timeless comfort. The architects imagined more than a structure. They imagined an experience where function and beauty coexist in a delicate, yet bold balance of modern refinement. From the first step into the property, you're greeted by a composition of minimalist geometry, pristine landscaping, and serene water features. The entrance is intentionally understated, a nod to subtle luxury, inviting you to discover what lies beyond with quiet anticipation rather than grandiosity. One of the home's defining qualities is its seamless relationship with the surrounding environment. Floor-to-ceiling windows dissolve the boundary between inside and out. Every room captures the changing light, the rustle of trees, and the rhythm of natural elements, anchoring modernity in an organic context. flow is not just about open plans, it's about purpose. Here, the spatial layout leads you intuitively from one area to the next. There's a meditative quality to the movement. Soft transitions, framed vistas, and subtle elevation changes create a calm and deliberate circulation throughout the house. Every corner of this home is built with intention. Closets disappear into walls, lighting is sculptural, and the HVAC system is nearly invisible. Form doesn't follow function here, it becomes function. The architecture speaks softly, but with confidence in its restraint and precision. The living room is more than a gathering space. It's the emotional core of the house. Natural light floods in from three sides, warming the oak floors and bouncing gently off the stone feature wall. The furniture placement mirrors the architectural rhythm, fostering intimate conversation and visual serenity. The kitchen defies the conventional with its monolithic island carved from travertine and high-tech appliances that blend invisibly into matte cabinetry. It's a chef's dream and a designer's triumph. Even the lighting is architectural, designed to adapt as the day shifts from morning tasks to evening elegance. Adjacent to the kitchen, the dining area is not merely a place to eat. It's a sculptural gallery. A single dramatic pendant light hangs like an art piece above the long table, which looks out over a reflecting pool. Dining here becomes an immersive, sensory experience. Luxury today means invisible technology, from automated climate and lighting systems to smart security integrated into the fabric of the home. Innovation is hidden behind custom millwork and intelligent sensors. The result is a space that feels effortless, intuitive, seamless, and always one step ahead of its occupants. Connecting the two levels of the home is a floating staircase, a minimalist composition of steel, glass, and light. It's not just a means of movement, it's a centerpiece that speaks to the home's core philosophy, that even the functional can be poetic. The primary suite is a personal retreat designed to stimulate peace and comfort. Its layered lighting, acoustic insulation, and curated textures create a cocoon of calm. Floor-to-ceiling windows offer morning light and twilight views, with automated blinds to orchestrate the mood at any time. No luxury home is complete without an exceptional wardrobe. Here it feels more like a boutique. Custom lighting, suede-lined drawers, and smoked glass panels create an immersive experience of dressing, not as a routine, but as a ritual of self-expression. Each guest suite in this home is uniquely styled, minimal but warm, sophisticated yet inviting. Built-in niches, tactile materials, and curated art pieces give each room personality, without overpowering the sense of calm that pervades the entire residence. The materials palette here is refined: limestone, smoked oak, raw brass, and textured plaster. These elements age beautifully, telling a story over time. The tactile warmth of these materials grounds the architecture in timeless authenticity, beyond trends or seasons. Every detail, from wall niches to window placements, was designed to hold art. But the architecture itself is the first canvas. Light and shadow shift across surfaces like brushstrokes, transforming the home hour by hour into a living, breathing gallery. Remote work demands more than a desk. This home office is acoustically insulated, visually inspiring, and connected to a private garden. It's a space where productivity and peace coexist, framed by a design that promotes deep focus and gentle rejuvenation. The outdoor spaces are extensions of the home's soul. The architecture frames courtyards, terraces, and patios as functional rooms, complete with fire features, custom seating, and integrated audio. These spaces invite gatherings, solitude, and everything in between. The pool here isn't just for swimming. It's a linear sculpture of water, perfectly aligned with the main axis of the home. Reflecting light into the interiors and echoing the geometry of the facade, it becomes a liquid mirror of modern luxury. As the sun sets, the home reveals a different personality. Architectural lighting, recessed and indirect, paints the walls with warmth. Shadows become design elements, and the exterior glows like a lantern, quiet, confident, and utterly sublime. What you don't hear is just as important as what you do. The acoustic insulation throughout the home ensures that even large, open spaces feel intimate and serene. Sound here is controlled, softened, part of the overall sensory experience of comfort. Beyond luxury, this home is designed for wellness. With air purification systems, circadian rhythm lighting, and biophilic design principles, it supports health not just physically, but emotionally, subtly enhancing the mood and rhythm of daily life. Even the garage has been treated as a design space, with polished concrete floors, architectural lighting, and a car lift for collectors. It's part showroom, part studio, a place where design and passion for automobiles meet in a modern interpretation of function. True luxury respects the planet. This home incorporates solar energy, passive cooling strategies, low-impact materials, and rainwater harvesting, proving that environmental stewardship can be elegant, unobtrusive, and deeply integrated into the design DNA. Security systems here are hidden, embedded into the architecture. Facial recognition, remote access, and AI-enhanced monitoring provide a layer of invisible protection, allowing peace of mind without compromising the visual purity of the design. Lighting in this home isn't just functional, it's atmospheric. Warm dimmable LEDs, light coves, and sculptural fixtures choreograph the experience of each room. As daylight fades, the home doesn't get dark. It transforms into a glowing sanctuary. Sometimes it's the smallest things that leave the strongest impression. A custom door handle, a tactile wall panel, the rhythm of shadow lines. Each detail is a signature. Together, they form a language of refinement that gives this home its identity. This isn't a showpiece, it's a legacy. Built with craftsmanship, enduring materials, and intelligent design, this home is meant to stand the test of time. Not just structurally, but emotionally, remaining relevant, loved, and alive for generations to come. This modern luxury dream home is more than architecture. It's a way of living, a space where sophistication, smart design, and sublime detail come together to elevate daily life into an art form. If elegance is a feeling, this is where it lives. Thanks for joining us on this journey.